So where that snake is where I was about to step. So that's cool. I'm glad I didn't. Would have been really not fun. We are coming up to the Tapeats Creek now, and I kind of think like for many people the Tapeats is the reason they skip this section or go around it, because earlier in the season with snowmelt the Tapeats Creek can be just absolutely raging, impassable. You have to cross it multiple times, you have to walk in it. Last year was a high snow year and the Tapeats Creek was, it just would have been a death trap. Yeah, coming up to that, and we're hoping it's good, hoping we can actually cross it, because no one has done it this year until us and Woody. So I think we are here just late enough where the water levels will have dropped and all will be good. So a couple of years ago, this boulder didn't exist, and now it creates quite the conundrum because of all the rapids. So we came down on this side, and it was nice and calm and shallow. Well, not that shallow, but it was good. So Tapeats Creek, I think it's like May 27th, and the water is still pretty high. So now we get to do the Narrows, which looks way more chill, and soon we'll be done with it. There's one more crossing coming up where the Tapeats Creek meets the Thunder River, and that's also supposed to be very difficult. So hopefully we find a good spot for that, but I think it'll be maybe a little bit less tricky than this and a little bit more just fast flowing, typical river. Whereas this is, the boulder is fast flowing, technical, weird. So, pretty cool. Hayduke is kind of a really funny balance of timing. If you start too early, you'll be dealing with a lot of snow throughout the trail and very cold temperatures. But the Grand Canyon will be really nice temperatures. Whereas if you start when we did, the rest of the trail is pretty great. But then the Grand Canyon is like almost unbearably hot. I don't know, well over 100 degrees for many days throughout the canyon for us so far. And I think a lot of people want to avoid that heat in the canyon. But for me, I think like the snow would be worse. The high water levels would be worse. It's really impossible to know what kind of dice you're gonna roll when you're coming into this, and I don't really know if there would be like a perfect start date. I kind of feel like between April 1st and maybe April 15th at the latest. People start later than that, but I feel like the Grand Canyon would really be unbearable. So we've definitely heard of a lot of people that quit at the Grand Canyon with just 150 miles to go because it is just too hot. So that is the Tapeats Canyon. I don't know, I mean the river's down at the bottom of it. Very cool seeing from up here. And we're climbing up there. It's 1,200 feet of gain in 1 mile, following the Thunder River. You can see the river pouring out of a hole in the side of the cliff. It's incredible. Just this giant cascading waterfall all the way down.
So we made it through the Tapeats Creek, a much more scary thing than anything we've had to do on this trip before. But it's not scary in a conventional sense. It's scary in that you're entering this ridiculous canyon without knowing that you'll be able to get out the other side. Knowing that if water levels were too high, we would have had to have turned around and gone all the way back up the section we had just done previously, which people have had to do in the past, spending days hiking back to where they left off to go around this whole area. So in this case, it is the unknown that makes the Tapeats so scary and so dangerous. We are rewarded, however, by the next area being Deer Creek, which from what we've heard is one of the most spectacular places in the entire Grand Canyon. It is extremely difficult to get to, but a special place for the native tribes who inhabited this land long before it was a national park. It's twisting and winding, walking on a ledge in the middle of a tight canyon known as the patio. Pictographs line the walls, and a small stream runs down below us, carving its way through the rock and leading back out to the Colorado River, not far from the narrowest point within the Grand Canyon, where the Colorado is only 76 feet across from one side to the other. At the end of the Tapeats, we saw the Thunder River waterfall flowing directly out of the side of a canyon wall and cascading down a steep cliff. But now we get to see another amazing waterfall coming from Deer Creek Canyon. Deer Creek Falls crashes down from more than 100 feet above. The strength of the water lands with such ferocity from such a long fall that it creates what feels like air conditioning. Step 20 feet away from the falls and it is 115 degrees. Get closer and temperatures are 50 degrees cooler. It's an incredible spot and so unbelievably beautiful here down at the very bottom of the Grand. So we hang out by Deer Creek Falls for a while, letting the sun fall behind the canyon walls, allowing shade to cast itself over top of us, putting off the inevitable. This next section along the Colorado River is known to be very tedious and very slow. Some herd trails exist here and there, but for the most part, it is off-trail travel, hopping from one sharp boulder to the next, following along the Colorado River. No shade and no reprieve for many, many miles. If you get tired of the boulders, your only other option is bushwhacking through thick shrubs closer to the river. So, in other words, there is no good way about it, and the heat makes it all that much more difficult. This was our last time down at the Colorado, and now we make our way up Kanab Creek Canyon and out of the Grand Canyon National Park. We only have 100 miles left of this 850-mile journey across Utah and northern Arizona, and it feels so very surreal.
No good way on the map, you say? No. Just nothing but boulders. Little rocks, big rocks, bush. There is no good way. So, Kanab Creek, Kanab Canyon. And over there is the Colorado River. This is 7 miles of just boulder hopping. I think those 7 miles took us a very long time. So very, very happy to now be in Kanab Canyon. I hope it's a lot better than what we've been doing the past 3 days. Yeah, the past 3 days. Feels like, I don't even know. We probably have 100 miles to the very end now. We're getting pretty close, but it still feels so far away. It honestly feels like we've been in the Grand Canyon for like a month. Even though we haven't. We've maybe been in the canyon for close to 200 miles. But it's just been very slow, and every single day in here is over 100 degrees. And like, it looks really pretty, like I'm along this river, like the Colorado River's out there, you know, you got these giant canyon walls, but it's so hot that it's hard to enjoy any of that. So yeah, hoping Kanab Canyon will be nicer. We'll be in here for about 20 miles and 100 miles left, and honestly have no idea how long that's going to take us. It's getting quite hot, and just this past section we just haven't been able to do very many miles per day at all. So it's hard to like say that, oh, we'll be done in 4 days or 5 days, because it very easily could be a week to 10 days just for 100 miles. So anyway, almost done. Feeling fatigued, feeling tired, feeling dehydrated. I think probably entirely because of the heat and just the slow travel in general. It's incredible to spend so much time in the Grand Canyon. It's so like incredibly special to be camping down here and spending all these days down here. But it's very difficult. So still trying to enjoy every last little tiny thing that I can, and just trying to stay hydrated, stay motivated, stay optimistic, and stay happy.
Every day now is over 100 degrees. No matter if we are walking along a river or in the shade, it's almost unbearable. And I run from shade to shade throughout the day. We take long breaks to get away from it.
That's incredible. Wow, that's so funny. Wow, what are they doing?
Though in this case, it does help immensely that Kanab Creek is so incredibly beautiful and fun. Full of wildlife, we probably saw more than 40 bighorn sheep in a single day.
Wow. Wow. How'd they get up so high so quick? They're like just down here. Wow, that's cool.
Little challenging boulders fill the canyon in places, making it feel like we're walking through a maze, making the navigation extra fun. And the towering walls of oranges really add to the true feeling of remoteness here. Soon we will be done, and I'm trying to soak in every moment of being out here. This section, originally, we thought would take us 5 days, but it has been so slow, in the end, it will be closer to 8 days total. So that is 3 more days than expected. Like I said, taking in every moment, even if we're not really intending to sometimes. We both have been rationing food to make things work because of the slow pace, and at this point, we're both at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to snacks remaining. But this is all par for the course on the Hayduke. Nothing will ever be what you expect. Nothing will ever go as you intended. And all we can do is deal with the unexpected as it comes, figuring it out as we go. We have been out here now for about 48 days, with just a handful left to go until we reach Zion National Park.
That's ridiculous. Water cache, so no big deal, but our water report says radioactive, do not drink. I think it's probably high levels of uranium or something, just because I know there's a lot of that kind of like mining around here. But the cows don't seem to mind. Cows drinking that radioactive water, no problem. I don't know. But yeah, it's a 30-mile dry stretch if you don't have a cache. We have a cache in about 10 miles or 9 miles or something like that. So thankfully, no 30-mile dry stretch for us.